If by mistake it opens and I call you, just try and have it back on. Sorry. If not, we'll just be removed from the session. So here we are. Let's just start this. All right. So today we're going to talk about how to get your first remote job, and I'm going to give a beginner's roadmap. From those of you who are saying, I don't know to where you start. I don't know where to start. To someone who is now ready for an interview. So that is my goal today, just to try and have more of you to. I don't know why it's giving me this. Okay. To have as many of you, just to understand, from those of you who are from I don't know to I want to get into remote work, and just build yourself through that. So that is what we are going to learn today. And my goal tonight is not to actually convince you that remote job exists. I think by the fact that you've joined this meeting, most of you you've gotten me from my social media pages, either from Facebook, from Instagram, from LinkedIn, from wherever place that you've gotten me. You already believe the fact that actually remote jobs exist, and maybe you just want to learn on how to get into remote. So my goal today is actually to show you what you need to do to become someone a remote employer can actually want to interview. So just to build you through someone who can be interview ready, or an employer will to take a few minutes because our time is much spent, and now I need to catch up with time because of the technical hitch that I had. But I'm going to give you time in the comment section. I would want to hear from you. Where are you currently stuck? Where are you currently stuck as a person? Option one, I don't know which remote job I should pursue. Option two, I know what I want, but I don't know where to find these jobs. You can actually choose either option one, option two, option three. I'm applying. You can choose two or three. I'm applying, but I'm not getting interviews. I'm getting interviews, but not offers. So this is just for me to map out to see who is in the room and where everyone is in their journey. And then number five is I'm completely new and I'm just exploring. So just type in the comment section. I'm going to be reading some of you who are saying option three, that is Joanne. Option three, I'm applying, but I'm not getting interviews. I don't know which remote job should I pursue. That one is for Nelly. What you said, number three, number five. All right, I'm seeing you guys. Number two and five. Great. There's so much great feedback here. There's so much great feedback over here. Number one and five, number three. So there are those who are here. I know we have a diverse majority of people who don't know which remote job should they pursue. You're in the right place because you're going to do that. Ian Kipruto, please keep your video off. If you're hearing me. We try again, Ian Kipruto. All right. So I don't know. I think I'll just let you out and block you from this call. Okay. Yeah, all right. Thank you. Behaved. I've left you. So why are you currently stuck? Where are you currently stuck? So number one, it might be that you don't know which remote job you should getting into remote work as a whole. Another one is saying I'm getting interviews but not offers, and the other one is saying that I'm completely new and just exploring. So I am seeing that most of you have different things that they might be going through at this point in time. And that is why I just want to say one statement here. Different people actually have different stages of getting into remote work. And so that is why copying someone's job search strategy without understanding where you are in the process can be very frustrating. That sometimes you might be trying out things and advices that you've been getting into on social media, and you're saying it's not working out. You've been getting advice about virtual assistant, about data entry, about whatever things that people are saying about remote work, but it's not working out for you because they are at a different stage. So someone might be at the stage where they're still figuring out where to start. Someone might be a stage where they already know what they want, but they don't know how to start. Someone might be, they already know, they have already started, but they're not getting interviews. Those are different problems that are sorted out in different ways. And so as we start this session, I know we are just starting, and as we warm up, guys, you've joined the session at the right time, because in September, which is coming up in 1 month, actually, I have a few days to September, there's a huge hiring surge when it comes to remote work. Most people get hired in the month of September. Why? Because most companies right now are in summer holiday and they're strategizing, they're having new budgets, people are resigning. Like if someone was working and they want to start their new year, new me thing, that they think that people do in January, this is the time that now they're doing that. So people are resigning, companies are bringing in new budgets, they're strategizing and thinking, where do we have a deficit? Someone just left, let's say he was a CEO or a founder of a company, they left and went for vacation, and they feel so tired, and they feel when they want to come back, they want to get a virtual assistant. So most people will be hired in September. And we are 101 of us in this we are 101 of us in this call. We have some people following us on TikTok. Remy, please have your microphone off or you'll be blocked from this call. Thank you. So we are 101 of us on this platform. And then we have some people that are following us on YouTube and on TikTok. And it is actually my desire that 100 plus of you that are following me today, that you guys are going to take things differently and try as much as possible to get into remote work in the September surge. That is between September to November. And as I say this knowing that there is something that you need to do. You cannot wake up and be a remote worker. You cannot wake up today and tomorrow you want to work into remote work. The person who is telling you that, actually they're lying to you. I'm going to be very honest. If someone tells you that tomorrow you wake up and they're going to give you an account and they're going to give you a client and you start working, it's a lie. You have to go through a process. If it's a BPO, you have to write CVs, apply with them, go for interviews. Sometimes there are even 4 to 5 interviews for a BPO for you to get in. And then you be trained for like 2 weeks before you start working with them. That is the right procedure. There's nothing like waking up today and tomorrow you have a remote job. It's a big lie. And so that means that if you want to get into remote work in the month of September through November, the right time to start was in June or May. That was the right time to start. The other right time to start is today in August. If you already have the skills and you need to sharpen your CV, you need to work on your LinkedIn, maybe your communication skills for the 1-minute introductory video, probably the interview preparations, the AI interview preparations, where to apply and everything, you need to start right now. Try as much as possible to just position yourself right now. If you wait for September, you'll be doing shoddy work, and that means that you will not be able to actually get with that surge. All right, so that is my encouragement as we start. Keep that in mind. Have your notebook, capture the things that you need to capture. Step by step, tomorrow is Monday. New you, new month, new week, new everything, new opportunities. You can actually start executing and just start step by step. What I can do for you is just to give you the knowledge, but execution is on your end. You have to execute. If you don't execute, it's up to you. All right. So this is the reason why you're not getting interviews. Maybe let's start there. So let me start with those of us who are saying they have been applying for jobs in remote workspace and they have not been getting any interviews. So people think that when they make more applications, this is equal to more interviews. This statement is right, but also it's wrong. Because sometimes you can be making more applications, but now with the wrong details, the wrong role, the wrong skills, the wrong CV, the wrong positioning. Even when you go for interviews, you're not communicating well. And this, even your LinkedIn is not well done. And this can actually be very frustrating because now you can be applying for jobs, because I've seen quite a lot of you are struggling with that. If you are applying for jobs, you need to evaluate. Number one, are you applying for the right role? Are you applying uh, for the right skills? Do you have the right positioning that can get you the interviews? That can be the biggest problem that you might be getting, why it's blocking you and buying you from getting actually interviews. And so the first thing that is actually holding you back is that most of us here are not applying for the right roles. So let's say, let me just give an example of one of us in the community who I met like 3 weeks ago, and she is a customer service person in one of the biggest banks here in Kenya. And when she was coming to me, I think she was like thinking of doing virtual assistant. And I asked her why was she choosing virtual assistant. And she told me it's because she has heard about it so much on social media. And I asked her, the next question was, do you really love being a virtual assistant? And she told me, no, I don't love being a virtual assistant. If I get a role in customer service, I think I'll do a role in customer service. But why did she choose virtual assistants? Because it's being talked about more and more and more and more. And so I normally say that try as much as possible. And this was the advice that I gave her. And this is the advice that I'm going to give you. All right. If you want to get into remote work, number one, evaluate which role does fit you well. You need to evaluate the skills that you have. That is your background. You're going to see that as we go. And then your passion. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about this thing that you want to do? Or you just have a skill and you don't like it? And then number three, what is the marketplace saying? Is it marketable? Is it something that people really want to buy? Is it something that someone is going to pay for, willing to pay for? Number two is your CV well done? CV tailoring. Number one, you need to identify if your CV is ATS compliant. Is it ATS compliant? Most of you have noticed that you don't know how an ATS compliant CV looks like. By the way, we do CV reviews. You can reach out to us for CV reviews. Um, Most of us are not even aware if their CV is ATS. There's someone who asked me what is ATS compliant, and I know there's someone who is about to type that in the comment section. ATS stands for the Applicant Tracking System. It's just a system that is used by most employers to filter in to see which CV best suits the job description. So it's just like a weighing balance. I normally say that your CV is on one end and the job description is on the other end, and they weigh how much percentage is this CV matching the job description. I always recommend, please try as much as possible to have it at 90% and above. Don't send the same generic CV for every role. All right, you need to have keywords from the job description. And when I say this, people think that you just change the job title. So, for example, this CV used to apply for it a virtual assistant role. This next one has said they need an operations assistant, and you go through the job description, you feel like, I can be able to do this, and now you change the title to operations assistant. It's not going to work. Everything on your CV changes to actually meet the job description. The only thing that doesn't change maybe is your education and your contact details. The third thing is LinkedIn. People ignore LinkedIn so much. A huge number of you here, even in my community, because I've had conversations with many people, many of you. If I haven't, maybe let me just speak of those for those who have come for conversations. I've noticed that LinkedIn is such a huge place that people don't know how it works. People don't know that LinkedIn is actually a big place that you can use to actually get roles through it. And you need to position yourself and revamp your LinkedIn. All right. People even don't know where you're supposed to revamp. You need to, the parts that you need to revamp, like the headline, the profile, the about section, the experience section, the skills section. Those are the sections that you need to revamp on your LinkedIn. Headline does not matter. Headline does not state what you do. All right, you need to have featured work, and also you need to have recommendations on your LinkedIn. Headline needs to state actually what you do. So you need to improve on your LinkedIn positioning. If you apply for a job, guys, someone goes on your LinkedIn to check who is this person on your LinkedIn. The other place is proof of results. Yeah, you don't have any metrics, you don't have any outcomes, you don't have any portfolio. And I'll give an example. I'll keep on giving examples because I've been coaching people into remote work for almost 2 years now. I recently advertised for a job. I know people in my community are here, and you might be one of them. Go and change if you did this. I recently advertised for a job in my community. It was a digital marketing and social media management role. Was contacted to help to get one of the best people that I could get into that role. But now I checked at the students that I had in my on my end, and I noticed that most of them are not. None of them was actually a social media or digital marketing professional. So I decided to recommend someone from the community because the students that I had around, most of them were not in that career. So when I recommend, I said in the group, if you want to apply this, please DM me. Once you DM me, I sent a message to say, please send a portfolio of your work. As a social media manager or a digital marketer, you have no option but to have a portfolio of your work. It's something that it is a must you have. So these are some of the responses that I got, and I need you to correct on that if you're here. The first thing is that I said people to DM me. Some people replied to the message and they didn't DM me. So that means that they missed out on the opportunity. Number two, those who DM'd me, they're those that I told everyone that DM'd you to send me a portfolio of their work. Someone actually told me I'm a beginner. They just replied and said I'm a beginner. And I'm like, so how do I present this to a client that you're just a beginner and they want to see that you can be able to give out the results? Even if you're a beginner, guys, you need to have a proof of the results that you can be able to give the company. And you're going to see that as we go because I'm going to teach you about mock-up projects. And then the other thing is that also those who sent, some of them didn't know how to present themselves on the portfolio. The presentation of the portfolio was not well done. All right. And so those are the things that maybe you can learn from that story and just improve on that, because proof of results is very important. And how you present those results, it's very important. Have numbers, have metrics, and have the outcomes shown clearly. The fifth thing is that you need to have a job search strategy. I know you guys think that I just need to go and search for a job, but you need to have a strategy. All right. Only using one platform and not following up on not following up on only using one platform actually is not going to cost you, because sometimes that platform, they don't, you try to apply and they're not getting back to you. Apply and you're not getting, unless it's LinkedIn, it can work for you. But the rest of the platform, if you're using for it for 1 month and you haven't gotten any interview invite, it's time you shift gears. And then you're not following up. You are applying, you go for an interview, and then you're the one who ghosts. Actually, I've worked with people who ghost employers. You're the one who is ghosting the employer. I mean, you're the one looking for a job, but you're the one who is ghosting the employer instead of following up and asking them how far have they gotten with that decision. And then you're not also networking consistently. And as you're going to see, is that relationships really matter when it comes to remote work. And that is how I've been able to gather most of my opportunities, especially on LinkedIn. All right. I didn't introduce myself, but I'm going to integrate my story as we go because of time. So if you fix these 5 areas and you're going to watch your interview rate climb. And your goal is not to apply for more jobs. Your goal is to become a strong candidate for the right jobs. So try as much as possible to become the strong candidate and not the one who has applied massively. Application massively, it's something that helps, yes, but can you send a strong CV out? Can you have a strong LinkedIn? What about your interview skills? Are they strong? Or when you get there, you go back again to square one? So this is the roadmap, the foundation before you apply. Number one, do you fit into the role? So choose roles that match your experience, strength, and goals. You're going to see that. And then number two, skills. Do you have the skills? Yeah, most of you here, if I ask which career do you want to get into, I think 70% will say virtual assistant. 70% will say virtual assistant until I meet you and I tell you, man, can you upload this document for me on Google Drive? And you have no idea how to do that. Recently, I've even gotten to cases where someone don't know how to share a link, a simple link someone cannot be able to share, but they want to be virtual assistants. And that is the basic. You haven't learned Notion, you haven't learned ClickUp, you haven't learned Canva. What about prompting, AI, ChatGPT, and things around that? You haven't learned those things, but you're saying you want to be a virtual assistant. So, do you have the skills? Are you? If you don't have, you still have time to build and sharpen the core skills, because remote employers are looking for those skills. And guys, if you're here and you don't have any skills into virtual assistant, or you're not even sure if you don't have the skills or you have the skills, please try and learn the skills. January is also another time that people are hired very fast. And if you want to get into remote work in January, I know some of you are waiting for January to say, Happy New Year 2027, new us, new me. And then after that, you want to get into remote work. Start right now to build the skills. You have 6 months, six or five, it's enough to build that skill, to sharpen it, and have the core skills that are required. Number three is positioning. Can you be able to craft your CV? Are you able to speak and communicate the problem that you're trying to solve in the marketplace? So do you even know who your clientele is? Because I've noticed that even people don't know who their clientele is. What about your LinkedIn profile? Is it well done? Does it clearly show the value that you're going to give the client? All right, together with your CV. And then that is now the foundation. As you can see, I've even divided this. Down here, this is the foundation. And then this is now the execution. The execution phase is phase number 4, number 5. You apply strategically. But the foundation has to start first. But don't also stay in the foundation, because I also meet people who are just still learning. They're learning for 1 year, they're still learning a skill. They're still learning, they're still evaluating and thinking.